Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. So this time we're going to be having a look at Dark Souls 3. We're going to be going through Irithel Dungeon and the Profaned Capital just past there. Just a couple of notes from previous stream. I'm really sorry about the audio. My mic decided to die pretty much during the stream, and so we ended up with a lot of static and that sort of thing. So I'm really sorry about that last stream. It does still go through everything. It does especially go through the NPC quest lines, looking at how to get towards the Lord of Hollows ending, especially with Anri. Leonhard will be doing it at the end of this video. But yeah, that's pretty much all that I need to cover. Hopefully you can get what you need from that last video still, and hopefully this stream's going to be a lot better. So I've got better internet now, and I do have a new headset, but we're still going to go with the old headset just because it seems to be a bit better and clearer for streaming. And yeah, other than that, this stream we're going to involve a Estus Shard, and we've got a couple other good items through the stream, so I'm going to be showing you pretty much all the items, and we'll be looking at Leonhard at the end, as I said before. Quite a lot to show, quite a lot to do, so let's get stuck into it, shall we? Alrighty, so going straight to the Distant Manor. Okay, we didn't get the Distant Manor before, so if you haven't got the Distant Manor bonfire, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Church of Yorshka, and we can run through to Distant Manor from there. The Distant Manor is what will take us to the dungeon, the Irithel Dungeon, and then from Irithel Dungeon we can get through that to the Profaned Capital, where we're going to be fighting our third Lord of Cinder. So we've beaten the Abyss Watchers, we've beaten Aldrich, and now we're doing Yhorm. And there is still a fourth one, referring to the Twin Princes. That'll come a little bit later, so you'll see how we get there straight after Yhorm. You can either get to Twin Princes from Yhorm or the Dancer. So there's two ways to get, from Yhorm or Aldrich. And that'll take you to the Dancer fight, and then towards the Twin Princes. You can actually get to Twin Princes earlier in the game, but well, you can get towards the Twin Princes earlier in the game, but you can't get past the Grand Archives until you've got the key. And in order to get the key to the Grand Archives, you need to have defeated both Aldrich and Yhorm. Alright, so I'm just going to roll through this one. As I mentioned before, you can use Twin Daggers, but no real need. You get pretty quick through it just rolling. So from Distant Manor Bonfire, there's going to be a couple enemies down to the left. The main one we're going to be watching out for is the Pontiff Knight, who's just hiding around the corner. And there'll be a Fire Witch on the right as well. So what I usually do is I usually get the first one over here, and then I'll focus my attention on the Pontiff Knight after that. Hopefully he'll let me backstab him. There we go. Had to get my stamina back there. Don't think he dropped anything. Cool. There's a large Titanite shard on the right. We'll get that just after we've beaten the Fire Witch. So Fire Witch is just pretty much roll to the side, get away from that fire pillar, and then you're pretty much home free. And then around here there's a couple of invisible enemies. They're really not too much of a challenge. Just grab the shard and Get out of there. Alright, so we're going to get invaded by Alva here. If you're embered, you will get invaded. He's quite easy to bait. So what I'll do is I'll get behind him, I'll try and get that first backstab in. And then if it doesn't work, just roll through. Easier to fight him out here than in the dungeon, because sometimes he'll actually roll off the edge himself. But you are more open to rolling off the edge as well, so up to you. Bit of a risk versus reward. So I'll get a couple of spam attacks, I'll wait for him to attack, I'll wait for that combo, and then I'll punish. That's the easiest way to get him, I reckon. See you later, Albert. Thanks for your Murakami. So it's quite a good curved greatsword that you get from Alva. So that's always useful. Scales quite heavily with dex as well. So one of those curved greatswords that if you've got a bit more of a dex build but you've still got enough strength, can be useful. Through here, just to the right, there is an enemy, so you can just kill him first, because as soon as you come into the left-hand one, he'll get up and you'll get the rusted coin. There is an item in here, but you need the jailer's keyring. We'll be getting that later on to be able to get it. It's just a rusted gold coin in there, by the way. So jailers are very dangerous enemies. Sorry guys, I got pushed off the edge there, but that's okay. If you get pushed off, you can still do it. Just open this gate, and we'll take on Mr. Maggot's viewer. Maggots, you typically want to get behind him. Make sure you got a torch on you. I'm probably still going to have to equip the torch. No, I've got it. Good. Okay, so great magic shield you'll get from him. I'm pretty sure there's a sorcerer. Oh no, there's not a sorcerer thing in there. There we go. So old sorcerer stuff, those guys will turn into maggot creatures as well, so you can just ignore them. Easiest way to go. Now jailers, what I was saying about jailers earlier, watch out, there's a guy there as well who'll also do the same thing. Jailers will drain your health up until almost no HP, and then they won't actually kill you unless they hit you with a soldering iron or something. So the main thing about them is either take them down really, really quickly so that they can't get their soldering iron out, or just try and get as far away from them as possible. So now they've picked up the jailbreaker's keyring. Now jailbreaker's key will open this door. So we haven't quite got that yet, but just letting you know, that's the jailbreaker's key that you'll need for that door. So this is also to your left-hand side. We're now going to go across to our right-hand side. I've got all the items on the left-hand side that we can get for now. Now right-hand side, watch out for the jailer down the end here. I'll just run straight ahead and finish him off. Again, if you take him down pretty quick, it's usually not too big a problem. It's when you leave them and they start to drain your health and use their soldering iron that can get really annoying. Through here you can get the pale pine resin. No need to kill this Smeagol type creature. You can just leave him, he won't attack you. To the left, open that gate and that gives you a shortcut back here. And then you can continue down and get the jailbreaker's key. Now I just mentioned what you use that to open. And then we'll go to the left. Quite a few jailers down here, so what I'd recommend do is plunging the first one. And then finish him off if he's not dead already. And then you can spam the second one, wait for that third, and then try and get behind and backstab. And there'll be a guy jumping at you, just roll out the way there. I did still kind of get clipped. And then he'll have the simple gem in his room. Nothing to the right there. There is a shortcut again, so we will be coming back up that shortcut in a little bit. Watch out, to the left here, there's the Smeagol type creature that will attack you this time. And there's the Titanite lizard, you want to get that as soon as possible. So no need to finish this guy off, but just a tip, these guys are really bad from the back. As long as you can get around them, they're very easy. From the front they can deal a bit more damage though, and they have a long distance attack. So just so you know, there's homeward bones there, but we're actually going to drop down from the jailbreakers. You can keep going down this path, but I'm just going to show you how to get the ring as well. So that door, so that's a young dragon ring, sorry, it'll increase the power of your sorceries. So if we just go back up the staircase, and go across the bridge again, and turn to the left. Through here, across the bridge, turn to the left. We're back on the other side, and so we can drop down the jailbreakers key area. And we'll grab the young dragon ring. Oh, sorry, bellowing dragon crest ring. So it's actually even more powerful than the young dragon ring. There's a guy just sleeping just behind you. I just forgot about him there for a sec. Typically you can finish him off pretty quickly. He just jumped off the edge there for some reason. Hold your shield up for these guys, and then watch out for crossbow. Estus shard to the right here. So if you've got any undead hunter charms, I'd use them. Obviously we don't, so we'll just finish him the normal way. Again, watch out for those grab attacks. That will do a lot of damage. And there's our Estus shard, so make sure you do beat that mimic. Continuing down here, there's a couple of ways you can do this. There's no real items down there though, so you can actually just skip these guys. This is my typical method, is I'll just jump down this door. Oh, no important items, should I say. Grab the Titanite chunk. Grab the Soul of the Crestfallen Knight, and then you want to be ready for this giant roll as soon as he attacks, and then you can drop down. You don't have to use the ladder here, I actually just drop straight down. There's a pickaxe here, so get ready to roll for that giant. Grab the pickaxe and then head through. Now there's more rats that are going to come at you from the other direction, so you need to take these guys out as soon as you can, because it's very hard to focus on both directions at once. That should be all of those rats. There's two bigger ones later on. Up the staircase we can grab the soul item, and then there's a couple of items down here. You will have basilisks drop down behind you, just warning you, so once you get these two chests. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the non-mimic chest first and grab the old cell key, and now there's going to be a mimic in this chest, so you want to attack it straight away. Again, undead hunter charm if you have it is the easiest method. And he'll have the dark clutch ring. Increases your damage from dark attacks or dark infusions. Or dark spells, should I say, whatever. Basilisks are very annoying. You pretty much want to try and get them before they can breathe the smoke. And then if they breathe smoke, just run in the other direction, because you don't want to get cursed. So I'm running into the smoke there, but that's just so that I can get past what they're blowing currently. Alright. Heading back down, we can go to the left, and there'll be the two giant rats. So get ready for them, and what we're going to do is we're going to lure them into the tunnel. That way they can't actually both get through at once, so you can deal with the first one, and then hold your shield up and deal with the second one. Now there is a shortcut that we want to get on the left here before we deal with any jailers, so we're going to go to the left, grab your large Titanite shard, you might as well, and then head up the staircase. To the right there's going to be an elevator, so just grab you might as well grab the torso stone while you're here. That'll allow you to rule like a dragon. So this elevator goes back up to the top section of the jail. So it's going to be another useful one. I showed you earlier, it was just across from the Titanite, the crystal lizard. Yeah, we can head straight back down. If you want to head back up to the bonfire, you can if you need it. I've still got 6 Estus, so no need. Dropping down before you get off the lift, there's Lightning Blade, so make sure you pick up that really useful buff, especially if you're a Faith character. Now we'll try and avoid the jailers for now, and we'll just deal with the Smeagol creatures. I'm sure they have names, but that's what I call them. So again, I try and get the side ones first, and then deal with this main guy. Just saves you getting shot by all of them at once. Again, if you sort of go around clockwise, you're less likely to get attacked by everyone. They can drop a tailbone spear and a tailbone short sword, random drops, and there's a Profaned Colon there, which allows you to infuse with bleed or what else was it? Bleed or poison, I think. Alright, so now these jailers you want to try and backstab one at a time if you can. And then what you can do is just try and get them before they use their soldering iron. If he looks like he's going to use a soldering iron, get back. So here I'm rolling straight out the way. Oh, sorry guys. I was hoping not to die in a walkthrough. You can get past these jailers without killing them, but in order to show you all the items in the area, it would be a lot easier to kill them all. I typically just run through this area, but the jailers can get very frustrating. Alright, so we can take the shortcuts now, so I can show you the quickest way back to the jailer room, which is actually kind of useful. See? It's all on the plan. Alright, so just heading across the bridge, head to the left, and what you can do is you can jump down to the left. So just as you get to around about here, you can jump down to the left, and then you can head straight down the elevator. Obviously I haven't called it back up yet though. I'll just head back down the Lightning Blade area. One of the first times they haven't actually called it Sunlight Blade as well, which is an interesting change. Okay, so again, jailers, if you can hit 2 at once, that can be useful. Like I got 3 at once there. I typically do use the backstab method, but again, when there's so many jailers, sometimes it can be useful to have a great sword or have a sword that you can just kind of hit multiple of them at once. So this is another mimic. It'll drop some Titanite Titanite scales. I think it drops 2. And I need to stop focusing on talking and actually kill this mimic. And we got the Symbol of Avarice there as well, which is a nice find. So through this door, again you might want to watch out for jailers before you go through there, because they will call the jailers. Oh man. Alright, I'm going to run through and show you those items, because I just can't be bothered dealing with all of those jailers at once right now. Typically what I'll do is I'll be very slow and methodical and lure a jailer and then wait for my health to recharge and then kill another jailer and rinse and repeat, that sort of method. But it's a very long method and very frustrating, so we'll just show you the items. You've seen how I take out a couple of jailers before, so let's just get the items. Okay, so we're going to need to get the item on the left there again. There's no more items on the right. There's only going to be Carla on the right that we'll come back and get once we've got the jailer's key. So that one's a bit more tricky to get when you haven't killed the jailers. But yeah, there's Xanthus ashes there, which will allow you to get some lightning pine resin from the handmaiden, just unlimited supply. And then there's also the dust crown ring, which I think has something to do with FP. I'm not entirely sure. I've never used it. To the left there's just a soul item. I will just grab it just to make sure that you see where it is. And then there's going to be a gargoyle. You can actually see him just before you go across the bridge. And then you can just roll through when he tries to make his swipes on you. We will kill a lot more gargoyles once we get to Lothric. And we'll have some more here that I'll take a couple down. So we can get the Profaned Capital bonfire. Now we will be able to do Leonhard's quests at the end of this video because you have to get that bonfire. Make sure you get the stretch gesture from, unfortunately, Gilligan, who's not managed to make it from Dark Souls 2. And we got the Undead Bone Shard as well from him. Still helping us out. Alright, so we got a bonfire. Now from the bonfire, best place to go is down this ladder. If you go down the other ladder, you're going to head towards Yorm. You can see there's an item at the top of that area as well. If we do go up the ladder, we can grab it. I think it's just a rusted coin or something though, so there's no major need for it. So we've got the gargoyle that'll drop down here. I'll show you how to kill this one. He's not too difficult. Get a couple of attacks in, roll out the way, get behind him, and finish. Up to the right, there's a bit of a... It's not really a maze as such, but you just got to watch the holes. So there's a hole if you keep going down straight, that's why I went left. And then we can kill this lizard. Twinkling Titanites, good for my Irithel Straight Sword. And then, again, another crystal lizard there. So you have to kind of zigzag the whole way through. And then we'll go left again to get the rusted gold coins. Heading back out the area, to the right we'll have some blooming purple moss clumps, which allows you to get rid of toxic. Very appropriate given that we're about to get full of toxic. So you can plunge that one as you drop down, grab the purging stones, and we might as well take out all the enemies in this area because they'll get up if you get too close to them anyway. So there we go, toxic. It's pretty much unavoidable unless you run straight to the ladder and you don't want these items. So watch out for those toxic that they shoot at you. Not that it will really affect me too much, but it will do damage. So because I'm going so slowly, I have to sort of take this a bit more cautiously. Alright, so we've got a poison gem, and we have a ring as well. So I think it's again like this area is very much themed, so it'll be a ring that helps protect against like status effects. Curse bite ring. So that's all the items in that part of the swamp. Now there are some more items as we continue into the building area. There's an Eleonora as well that you can get from, it's a guaranteed drop from one of the, I don't remember what they're called, but I just call them the hands. Hand creatures. So we get the Shriving Stone. And we're going to head up through the double doors here. And we can kill this guy first, just because he's closest, and hopefully we can get him before we trigger the attention of the others. These guys you really want to fight one-on-one if you can help it, and you typically want to get behind them, but because it's such a difficult sort of area, if you got a bleed weapon, it's going to be really useful against them. I don't really have one, so just gonna follow the typical enemy technique of watch your spacing and try and get the attacks in. So he's going to give us dung pies. One of them is going to give us the Eleonora. So he'll do a double roll if he does that single roll. Try to get behind him because then he takes time to sort of turn around. And we'll do the same thing here. Try to get behind him, take time to turn around. And you can punish that roll as well if you get the other side of it. Alright, so it's going to be the last one that gives us the Eleonora. So Eleonora is a weapon that allows you to apply bleed to your weapon, and it's, I've never really used it much, but that's its special weapon art. Can be useful if you want to use bleed a bit without actually having a weapon that's specifically devoted to bleed. There we go. There's also some purging stones in here. So we'll grab those. And then we're going to head upstairs. So there's the ladder to the left. Got another guy here, we can deal with him straight away. Again, try and stay behind him. Gives you that time for either the big sit or the turn. Hey, you can use that blooming purple moss clump if you want. I typically don't bother. Now we do have Sigurd's quest line coming up as well. He drops the Court Sorcerer's Staff, another staff that can be useful. And we can get the rubbish from there. Very important item. We're not going to drop back down. That is a shortcut back to the bonfire, so if you do want the shortcut, is down that way. So that'll take you back towards the bonfire. We're going to try and take out Logan, hopefully. Sorry, not Logan, but the guy who has Logan's scroll, which is useful for giving to Orbak for some more spells. Sometimes I'll try and backstab. Sometimes I'll just sort of wait for him to attack and punish with the spam. It really depends on what attacks he gives me and whether he's going to use spells all the time. Like, that's really, really dangerous. I actually reckon we can finish him not too hard, so I'm just going to grab an Ember. try and get behind him. Yeah, I find backstabs to be very useful on him. It can depend on your weapon as well. If you got a longer reach weapon, it can be easy to just sort of stun lock him and spam him. Alright, so Sigurd is just across this jump. And we'll go and talk with him now.
Ah, you are a saint. Once again, you are my valiant savior. I, Siegfried of Katarina, express my deepest gratitude. Take this, a token of my thanks.
Very useful to follow his quest, as you'll see.
It's all yours.
Titanite's lab, way before you're going to get it in Lothric Castle. So, very useful.
Please, go on ahead.
If you've got the DLCs, obviously you can get one in Ariandel pretty early. But I think this is a good point in the game to get it, especially as I'm almost having enough Twinkling Titanites to upgrade. And he's saying he's got a duty to fulfill very soon, so that's referring to the Yorm fight. You'll see how he ties in. We sort of talked about it a little bit last time. Alright, so there's some invisible jailers in here. You want to get them as soon as you can. So running up and then just slash towards the wall. There we go, we got one. And we'll finish the other one. Wow, we got the soldering iron and a mask. There is the jailer keyring here. Now that's going to be for getting Carla and getting some of the items in Irithyll Dungeon, so we're going to need to get back through Irithyll Dungeon. There's not too many important items here. There's some great arrows and stuff to the right and a mimic to the right. Nothing hugely important, I don't think, but we'll come back. Profaned Flame, Pyromancy there as well. Should pick that up. So this is a shortcut back to the bonfire. So we can rest here. Now we're going to go back through the dungeon, get some of the items, and then we'll go back down to that area, get those items, and then we'll go face Yorm very soon. So as I said, there's a rusted gold coin in here. And I'm having a little bit of a mind blank as to which side of the bridge the prisoner chief's ashes are on. It might be this side, it might be the other one. I'm just going to quickly find out. So I'm going to drop down here just in case it's this one. Yes, it is this one. So this side of the bridge we have the prisoner chief's ashes, which you can give to the handmaid as well for some extra items. So we do need to go and get Carla. And so probably the easiest way to do that will be coming back from the Profaned Capital bonfire. So before we go and teleport to Profaned Capital, we will we'll go back through and get those items we missed by the giant and the rats. You can kill that giant, by the way, same as you killed the giants in the cleansing chapel before. But no massive need in this case. Because what will happen in here is the rats will just keep respawning. So no matter how many times you kill these rats, they're just going to keep coming back. So what I want to do is I want to run through, I want to grab the, I think it's just like large titanite shards and things, yep. Yep, 2 large titanite shards. And then we'll head up this left-hand path. And we've got a mimic here. You probably want to kill the rats before you kill the mimic. I just realized that as I started attacking. And he'll drop some of the lightning arrows I was telling you about. Dragon Slayer lightning arrows. They're pretty good great arrows. You can get them from continuing Grey Rat's quest as well. I think I showed you them in his inventory before. And we will be able to get this item as well as long as we can make the jump. There we go. And some lightning bolts. That's pretty much it for that section. We'll then head to Profaned Capital, we'll get Carla, and we'll go towards Yorm. Okay, so just a quick leveling up, and then we'll head back to get Carla. So Carla will give you a lot of the dark sorceries and some miracles and that as well. So those dark tomes that we got before that we didn't give to Arena, you can give those to Carla if you're following Arena's good path. So again, you can take that elevator shortcut that I showed you before. I just find, especially if I'm going to run past the jailers, that just taking the Profaned Capital is a little bit easier, because you're a bit closer to the side where you can run to Carla from. I like doing this, just a bit of fun. You can actually jump right across there. It doesn't allow you to get up here, I don't think. I'm going to quickly try it. No. So you just take the path down again, and then use the ladder. Laddersmith Gilligan to the rescue once again, just like we needed him for that well in Dark Souls 2. Remember that gargoyle will come again. There we go, there's the shaking. Again, when you're running, try and not let your stamina run out. I think I just let it run out there a second ago, but as long as you hold B just up until the point it's going to run out, just gives you that little bit more running. Item there real quick, I'm going to grab that. There's Ember, there's Alva's armor as well on the other side of that area. Nothing through that gate, it's just an enemy, don't worry about the gate on the left. So if we open this with the Jailer's keyring, we can go and recruit Carla. Just skip a dialogue because you're probably going to need to get away from the Jailers. And then that should be the Alva set. And we're out of here. There's just a crucifix guy in the area to the right there. So don't worry about him. No items or anything. Very little souls from beating him. Whoa! Gargoyle is really mad at the moment. So you just roll until you stop seeing the camera sort of shake and seeing him behind you, and then you're pretty good to go. We'll just get that item on the ladder that I showed you before. So if we come up to the left, as I said, I'm pretty sure it's just a rusted coin or something, but just make sure. Yep, just some rusted coins. Okay, so we're going to head towards Yorm now. There's a couple of items that we can get. There's mostly just rusted coins on the bottom level, so I wouldn't worry too much about those. But I will get all the other items around the place. So rusted gold coins are down there where the flame's going to be shooting at us from. You'll see flames coming down. So if you do want them, you can get those. If you run as fast as you can forwards here, you usually get missed by the flame. You'll sometimes get hit by it like there, but most of the time you can just keep rolling through and you won't have too much of a problem. I don't take the gargoyle on this bridge just because he takes up so much space that it makes it really hard. So if you want to take him on, bring him to the circular area and then attack. Down to the left, we've got quite a few of the handmaids. I'm not going to worry about them because there's no items there. Watch out for the gargoyle, he'll come at you as soon as you get to this point. And there is another one further down, so you do want to take them out because there's some items here to get. As I said, rusted coins to the right, I wouldn't worry too much about them. You can buy as many as you want from patches at the shrine. So I typically kill one handmaid and then take on the gargoyle, but sometimes the other handmaids will mean that you have to actually fight them as well. Like here, they're going to try and attack me. So I'm trying to keep the gargoyle as the main focus, but if I need to, like now, they're getting sort of further ahead, so I'm going to try and take at least one out. Okay, so now we need to take out the rest of the handmaids because there's a couple of mimics here. These are the best spot to farm for the Symbol of Avarice as well, so if you don't have that item, you can keep using Undead Hunter Charms and keep re-rolling a chance for getting the symbol from this area. These enemies are really annoying because they're fire attack. If you just roll left or right, you will avoid it, but you sort of have to get close enough to them as well to hit them, so you're sort of watching who's doing fire attacks, who's doing what. Is it worth attacking? I just try and hit as many of them as possible. And they can also drop rusted coins, so no shortage of them in this area. A couple of important items that these mimics hold, so we will be just getting those in a sec. I would recommend using the Undead Hunter Charms here, or taking them on one at a time. I wouldn't recommend hitting them both at once. But obviously I didn't follow my recommendation, and so that's what happened. Now there's a great shield of glory that they will drop, and I've forgotten what the other item is. Great shield of glory, and I forget, but yeah, they are both mimics, so be warned. Great Shield of Glory is actually a useful item though, because it means that you get some very good stability in your weapon. Sorry, in your shield. It just means that you lose less stamina each time you block with it. And it has 100% physical damage resist as well, so that's always useful. Alright, so once you've killed those mimics, you can then head to the left, and this is Yorm's boss room. I'll come back for my souls after the stream. And now that we've done Sigurd's quest, we're going to have Sigurd help us with the Yorm fight. Yorm fight is very much figuring out the secret to this fight. If you are not very
old friend
ready for it, you'll start attacking Yorm and wonder why it's not working. Oh, it's not doing much damage. So we've got Sigurd here, he's going to take Yorm on, he's going to help you. He's seen Yorm get corrupted, and so he is still going to follow his duty through, even though he doesn't really want to have to fight his old friend. Yeah, so just got the Storm Ruler, so we're going to use the Storm Ruler to finish Yorm off. So that's the weapon that you really want to use for this fight. Every other weapon you're not going to deal that much damage. Storm Ruler you charge up with, as long as you're using it two-handed, charge up with a left trigger, and then you can release with the right trigger. And as long as you've got his head targeted, you'll do the maximum amount of damage, and he will stagger. So you'll see Sigurd charging it up there, and then we can charge it up. I wait for Yorm to sort of finish staggering, and then I'll do another attack, just so you get that added stagger, gives Sigurd a chance to attack as well. And if you have trouble with Yorm, you can roll through the legs. Make sure you roll away if he does that fist attack. That shockwave attack just sort of sends you back a bit. It doesn't actually do any damage, so it's not one that you have to worry about too much. There we go, that's Yorm down. Now you will actually lose Sigurd here, just so you're prepared for that.
It seems I'm in your debt. My thanks. I could have not now. For
There's a final toast and a final nap,
to your valor.
and then
Well, the only thing to do with it.
yeah, if you walk away and come back, then he ends up dying. Anyway, from there, we're going to get teleported. Now, there is a bonfire at the back of the room, but if you've killed Aldrich already, you'll get teleported to the dancer fight.
The fire fades and awaits its one last reward. Prince Lothric is in your hands.
And so the dancer fight will be what we start off the next stream with. So I'm just going to show you where Emma is. And so Emma we talked to get the banner before. Now that we've killed the three lords, we're heading towards the fourth one, the twin princes. And see, she sort of wants them to be a lord as such. It's interesting. She wants them to fulfill their purpose, kind of thing, because they're sort of the failed lord as such. So there we've got Emma. So you can either talk to her or you can kill her to speed the process up. You can have killed her early in the game, and that'll also allow you access to that ladder behind. You can see there's a ladder up the top there that isn't fully down. We have to put a basin of vows at the statue, and then that'll put the ladder down. But first, before you can go up it, you have to fight the dancer, which will appear from the other side of the room. So we will be doing that in the next stream. There is Vort's bonfire. If you don't remember where we are, there is Vort's bonfire. If you just continue straight, we can go and get that one. So before you fight the dancer, especially if you're low on Estus, I would recommend coming through and oh, we're fat rolling, interesting, and getting because of the storm roller. Yep. And yeah, I'd recommend coming through and getting the bonfire. Now I said I'd do Leonhard's quest line. I'll probably do Leonhard's at the end. Sorry, at the start of the next stream. So we'll do that next time. Thank you guys for watching, and hope you enjoyed it, and hope to catch you in the next one. Hope it was useful.